Hello and welcome back to Crucial Tech. I'm your host CJ, and today on this channel we'll be reviewing the Galaxy A12 device. The Galaxy A12 is one of the devices in the Galaxy mid-range phones. So we have the A series devices, M series devices, and the S series devices. The A series devices are the more budget-friendly devices, and the A12 is one of those devices. So we are here to see, does the A12 match its price, and is it a worthy purchase for you? So the Galaxy A12 was released back in November of 2020. It is a good looking phone. As you can see, it has the Infinity V display on the front. The Infinity V display is the one with the cutout notch in the middle. So on paper, the Samsung A12 device is rocking the MediaTek 6765 processor. This is an octa-core processor with 4 high performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. The device is 6.5 inches tall, 3 inches wide, and 8.9 millimeters thick. The screen is 6.5 inches with a teardrop camera style on the front, which Samsung refers to as the Infinity V display. The display is 720p with a pixel density of 270 ppi, giving it a screen-to-body ratio of about 82.1%. The camera bump at the back houses 4 cameras, a 48 megapixel main camera, a 5 megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 2 megapixel macro camera, and a 2 megapixel depth camera. On the front, we have a single 8 megapixel camera. The Galaxy A12 comes in a variety of storage configuration: the 32GB with 3GB RAM, 64GB with 4GB RAM, 128GB and 4GB RAM, and the last one, the 128GB with 6GB RAM. All these configurations come with the option for expandable storage. Up to 1 terabyte of memory card can be slapped onto the device. Out of the box, the device is running Android 10, but as per making of this video, you can upgrade this device to Android 11 with One UI version 3.1. The Samsung A12 comes in a variety of colors, which are white, black, red, and blue. They do not have fancy names for the colors, it's just white, black, red, and blue. The design of the body is plastic with a matte finish at the back, so at least it saves you the burden of fingerprints at the back. In my opinion, this is a very good option to avoid fingerprints, and I will go for it anytime I'm going for a plastic device. At the back of the device, we have a massive camera bump which houses 4 cameras. The main camera is a 48 megapixel camera, and at the very bottom of the device we have the Samsung branding. Not so much of a noisy branding, but it's there, it's visible. So if you don't like it, slap a cover on it. If you're okay with it, you can run with it as it is. At the top of the device, it's clean. We only have the voice cancelling microphone. On the right, we have the volume rockers, the volume up, volume down, and the fingerprint reader. At the very bottom, we have the USB-C port. We have the 3.5 millimeter jack. Yeah, we have the 3.5 millimeter jack. Yes, on a 2020 device. So Samsung still doing a good job with the 3.5 millimeter jack, because as you all know, all the phones are doing away with 3.5 millimeters. I'm happy we still have it here. Okay, moving forward. On the left, we have the SIM card tray, which houses the SIM card and the memory card. As you know, on this device, you can slap up to 1 terabyte of memory card on the device to increase your storage. So you can go as high as you can. With 1 terabyte, I don't know what more you will want on your device. On the software side of things, the Galaxy A12 out of the box runs Android 10. However, as per the making of this video, this device can be upgraded to Android 11 with One UI 3.1. So as you know, One UI 3.1 is the skin on top of Android for Samsung devices. This is a skin that has lived for some time. It has grown, and at the moment it's one of the best skins. Samsung used to have bloated devices, but with the One UI skin, Samsung has gone to massive length to make the user experience as friendly as possible. So with the One UI, you will not have a problem of bloatware and other. So in terms of skins, I will say One UI is not the best for me, but is around like the third best for me, because I prefer stock Android. Then there's the Oxygen OS. I find it much better. Then after that, I think I will do with the One UI. So if you're the kind of people who do not like bloat, this is a good choice for you. In terms of performance, the Galaxy A12 is a good device for daily, day-to-day usage. So if you're someone who's looking for a device that will serve you for social media and a few gaming here and there, not high demanding games, but just a few normal games, then the Samsung Galaxy A12 is a device that you can bank on. In my usage for a few days or so, I did not have a problem with the device in terms of performance. Smooth UI, smooth scrolling of social media feeds, and gaming, though I'm not much of a gamer, but the few games I tested, apart from dropping frame rates here and there, I did not have a problem, whereby with other devices you would end up that the phone lags or overheats and those kind of things. I did not have those kind of problems. So if you want a device for normal usage and a device that will not give you trouble with light usage, I will recommend the Galaxy A12. So basically, the performance of the device, it's a well-performing device. It is not, you cannot compare it with the S series devices in terms of performance, because those are the flagship devices running Snapdragon chips. But for this one, if you're looking for a mid-range phone for the price, because you also have to remember the price point of the device. So for the price, it performs well. So generally, it performs well. The fingerprint reader is on the right side, which I prefer, and it's just where your finger rests, and you will not have a problem unlocking the device. It's also fast enough, and I did not have a problem whereby my finger was not recognized on the device. Every time I tried, it unlocks and quickly. You can also activate the face unlock, but as I always say on my videos, the face unlock is not secure and can easily be cheated, even with a photo, to unlock your device. So if you need secure device, use the fingerprint and a pattern. But the face unlock is fast and it's easy and it's quick, but it is not as secure unless you're using an iPhone. In terms of the camera on this device is a basic camera. It is not the best, it is not the worst. It's an in-between camera, and you will have a good experience with it. Don't expect so much from the device. So as I said earlier, the price range of the device is where we can say that for its price, the camera is good. For social media and other light usages of the camera, it works well. I cannot say that the camera is the best, and I cannot compare it to the S series devices. So, but for the price of the device, the camera is good enough and it will serve you and you will not have problems. The only time you will have problems is maybe in low light conditions, but it's not as bad in low light. And the macro camera comes in handy if you want to get really close to your subjects. In terms of battery life, now this is where this device comes on top, because this phone comes with a 5000 milliamperes battery. So 5000 milliamperes battery for this device that is running a MediaTek chip is quite a high number. And this device can last you for 2 days if you're a light user. So in terms of battery life, this is just where Samsung has really sorted us out with this device. And anyone who's just looking for a device for general usage and a device that will stick with him, maybe for work related issues, for calls here and there, this device will serve you perfectly in terms of battery life. This device comes in a number of configurations, as I mentioned earlier. You can basically plan yourself with around 16,000 and 18,000 Kenyan shillings. And for the number of things that these devices offer that are good, I will say that that is a good deal for this device. So that's my review of the phone. If there's anything you think I should talk about and I didn't talk about, and I should review more on the phones, comment down below, let me know. But in terms of my review, I can say that it's a good phone and I can suggest it to anyone who is looking for a phone in that price range. Being that Samsung removed bloatware on his operating system and now we have a clean Android experience, that's another thing that makes me like the phone more. On top of it, you have 5,000 milliamperes of battery. What more will you ask for? So it's a good device and I can recommend it to anyone looking for a device in that price range. So thank you for watching the video. Comment down below of any other thing that you think about the phone. If you like the phone, if you have the phone, and if you have any other phone in the price range that you think can rival the Galaxy A12, comment down below. Let's get the conversation going. But other than that, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you loved it, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.